Hey guys!
Hey, I'm Frida.
I'm Naomi.
Welcome back to our channel.
So today we're going to talk about the 10 reasons why you should move to Sweden. So the first thing is that there is free healthcare in Sweden. So if you go to the doctor, you will pay a minimal $10 fee for anything. Anything. And if you go to the hospital, it's completely free.
Yeah. So if you do need to go to the doctor a lot, we have like a roof of how much money you pay. And then you get frikort, which is like a free card. And so after a certain amount, you don't have to pay anything.
So that $10 fee just goes away. Alright, next point.
Free education. So you start school like when you're 6 years old up until high school, gymnasium, which is...
It's like the last few years of high school, the ones that actually count.
Yeah. And university is all free. And you get money for studying. It's not a lot when you're still in gymnasium / high school. When you start university though, you get almost 3,000 kroner, which you get, like you don't have to pay back. You also get a loan of, how much is it, like 7,000 something. And that you do need to pay back, but it's very low interest. And that's just for your living costs. It's not for paying for school. It's just for like, yeah, books obviously you need to pay for, and just living costs.
So whereas in other countries you finish your university degree and you start out life in debt, in Sweden the only debt you have is if you actually take this loan, you're eligible for it. You don't have to take it.
If you wanted to, you could work while you're studying, and some people do that and just take the part which you get and don't have to pay back. So
it's just incredible that you can do an entire degree for free.
It's really awesome.
So the next point is people in Sweden are extremely open-minded. They're very accepting of people of different sexuality, race, backgrounds, religions. People here are just, they don't really see it as something that defines you. It's definitely not every Swedish person, but the overall majority are a lot more accepting. So we found it's easier to be a same-sex couple here because it's not like we're the same-sex couple.
Yeah.
We're just another family.
Yeah, it's really nice because the norm is to be accepting of people for whoever they are, which is really nice. I don't know what number we're on, but annual leave is really good. So in Sweden, if you are paid, well, you're always paid monthly, but if you have like a monthly contract, I guess, you get paid leave, which is... you get 5 weeks each year, and as long as it's okay with your employer, you can pretty much take it out whenever. I mean, you obviously need to check with your employer. You can't just be like, oh, I'll have a vacation day. But yeah, you get paid leave. And if you're not on a monthly contract, if you're on an hourly contract, you get paid like the vacation pay with each month, with each monthly pay, which is really good as well. So you don't actually get paid leave, but you still get that money that you would get on a paid leave.
Which is really nice. The next one is parental leave. So this is really great. Each parent gets days dedicated to them, and then they also have days that they can give to each other. So you'll see a lot of dads with prams around in Sweden because there is paternal leave as well, whereas in other countries the time off is just dedicated to the mother who gives birth. And Sweden feels like, you know, both parents should get a chance to take off time, be with their baby, and be part of the early stages.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's 3 months that are dedicated to each parent, and the other days, like, you can split between each other. So in Sweden, like, yeah, I know it rains a lot, but we also have a very beautiful archipelago and very beautiful nature. So when the sun is out, when it is summer, it's really nice to go out to the archipelago. Like, and we live in a coastal city, and we have a really beautiful archipelago. You can take the tram to the ferry station, ferry stop, and you can take ferries. Like, and they're also. It's the same system as the trams and the buses for the public transport, so it's no extra cost to go on the ferries. And then you can go out like on one of the little islands and like, yeah, lie around in the sun and...
Definitely go out in the summer or the spring, not the winter.
Yeah. Well, you can, but it probably won't be as pleasant.
Yeah. It's very common here in the summertime that people will go out to these islands, they'll bring like a picnic and some drinks and just sit out there and sunbathe.
Yeah.
Because Sweden is so dark in the winter that when the sun comes out, it's time to it's time to party.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
So that's really nice.
So the next point is pets in apartments. You can have pets in apartments in Australia too, and I'm sure in many countries you can have pets in apartments, but in Sweden it's not really a question. They don't really ask you when you go to look at the apartment, do you have a pet? No pets allowed, such like that. It's sort of your decision and it's your responsibility. If they muck up the floor or if they ruin the wall or something like that, you have to just deal with it.
Yeah. If it's your name on the contract, then you can buy a pet. You don't have to tell the landlord, like, yeah, we got a dog. We didn't have to tell the landlord that we got a dog. The thing is, though, if you're renting off of someone else, like if someone else is on the contract and then you're renting the apartment from them, which you can do in Sweden, then it has to be with the okay with the person on the contract.
I feel like that as well is a major difference. A lot of apartments in Sweden are governmentally owned and you wait on a waiting list and then you get an apartment. Whereas in Australia, it's a lot of privately owned apartments. They go through real estate agencies, but it's still that person's individual apartment and maybe they don't want to deal with dog pee or cat pee.
So in Sweden, we have a really good public transport system. I think it's pretty easy to understand, and there's a lot of buses, there are trams. In Stockholm, there's a subway. Not in Gothenburg yet, they're building one though. They're usually on time.
Yeah, you can, in Gothenburg, you can get a tram from one end of Gothenburg to pretty much anywhere in Gothenburg. They are very reliable. When you say easy to understand, that's for a Swede.
Okay.
So when you first get here, it's actually not easy to understand. And you can only use your Swedish card to buy a ticket.
I was gonna say that that's the negative thing about it though, that apparently you can't use a foreign bank card to pay for a ticket.
Yeah.
And I would say in a lot of smaller cities in Sweden as well, it's pretty good public transport. Like there'll be there'll be buses that are going like each day, and like even in the middle of the woods where my dad lives with his family, there's a bus. It's just 2 times a day, but there's a bus that goes 2 times a day. It goes once in the morning and once in the afternoon.
So another really great point about moving to Sweden is that everybody knows English. So whilst it's really scary moving to a new country, especially a country that don't speak English, Swedes all know English. If you get stuck on a word, you can just go to English. And I know that that's not great for language learning. I do know that. But it's really helpful, like especially if you're going to the doctor or you have some serious thing going on and you just need to communicate. I feel like it would be a lot more stressful if you moved to somewhere like Spain or Germany where English wasn't as commonly known. That's anyway my opinion as an English speaker who's moved to Sweden.
And I would say as well, when traveling, a lot of people do say that Swedes are very good at English, or Scandinavians are very good at English, which is true. And we start learning it from a pretty young age, and we watch all our TV shows in English, like the English ones, not the Swedish ones, obviously, but we don't do voiceovers on TV shows and stuff, so we hear a lot of English. So the last thing is allemansrätten. So it's that you have the right to sort of be, like picnic, camp, just hang around anywhere that is in private land. And there's a lot of it. Like you can go camping and pretty much put up a tent anywhere, not in someone's backyard, but you can go into the forest, just put up your tent, no worries. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's very different from Australia where you have to download certain apps to find free camp spots. And even then, some of them had an experience once where I was camping and a police officer actually knocked on the tent at 3 in the morning. Yeah, in Sweden that's not really going to be a problem. So hopefully this summer we're going to plan to do a road trip. And it would be really nice to just camp wherever we finish the day off.
Yeah.
So those are our 10 points. There are so many more though.
Yeah.
We sat and we wrote a list and first we had like 13 points. We had to take a few off because didn't want the video to be half an hour long.
Exactly. If you do have like other things that you love about Sweden, please put them in the comments.
We do love Sweden. We love Australia too. But we're appreciating living in Sweden and all the great benefits. It's really a great place to live.
It is. It really is.
Also. Yeah, let's go.
Which means I love cheese.
And if you're ever in Gothenburg, check out the restaurant Gillian Prague.
Gyllene Prague.
Gillian Prague, or Gillian Prague if you speak English. They serve pan-fried cheese, which is out of this world.
Not sponsored.
Actually not. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching our video. If you like it, please give us a like and click subscribe if you want to see more content.
Yeah.
And that's all we've got for you today.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Cheers.